There's a lot of words in our field. In fact, the user experience field is plagued by vocabulary inflation, replacing well-known terminology with new words that causes miscommunication. This can be confusing, especially to those just getting started. So let's play a game. Rapid fire this versus that. And first up, we have a fun one. User experience, UX, versus user interface, UI. User experience encompasses all aspects of the end user's interaction with the company, its services, and its products. This goes beyond just the look and feel of something, but how it works. Think load or wait times, the information available, the functionality. A big factor in this user experience is UI. User interface refers to the specific visual asset the user interacts with. Think the look, the feel, the interactivity of a digital product. UI is the cosmetics of the experience. Typography, color, grid, spacing, icons, buttons. As an example, consider a website with movie reviews. Even if the UI for finding a film is perfect, the UX will be poor for a user who wants information about a small independent release if the underlying database only contains movies from the major studios. So let's continue this idea with UX versus CX, meaning user experience versus customer experience. When our founder, Don Norman, coined the term UX, he intended for it to describe the complete experience a user has with an organization. But because it was proposed in an era when only computers existed and our main form was digital interaction, it's come to be associated with the user's experience of a single touch point, for example, a website or app. Customer experience, CX, compared to UX is a newer term, and it's used to describe the complete experience a user has with an organization over long amounts of time and likely many different channels. For example, I have an iPhone, which I use every day. This, along with my Apple TV and Apple Watch, are just 3 user experiences within my much larger customer experience with Apple. Next up, we have UX versus service design. At this point, I've talked a lot about what user experience is. It's the experience of anything the user encounters. Service design, on the other hand, is how that experience gets created. The internal or organizational people, processes, and technology required to make the different pieces of the user's experience actually work. Here's the metaphor I always use. If you are traveling and staying at a hotel, everything you experience, from booking your room online, to arriving and checking in, all the way to the presentation of your room, this is your user experience. Now, how the hotel achieves each of these pieces, from staff to staff handoffs, from updating the available rooms in the reservation system, to your room being cleaned before you arrive, this all is service design. And then last but not least, UX versus usability. Usability is a quality indicator of a user experience. It's concerned with the functional part of a system or product. It's how easily you can use an interactive system. The degree of which products are easy to learn, effective, efficient, error-free, satisfy the user's goals. Now, compared to UX, usability has a much narrower focus. Can our users achieve their goal when using our product? Similar to the terms we've discussed today, UX and usability rely on each other. A truly great user experience begins with usability. Don't be worried about always using exactly the right term. The goal is to consider all the variables that go into superior experiences. In the end, all of these ideas are intertwined and necessary in order to deliver on the promises and expectations of our end users and customers.